Hi everyone. So in this video, we're going to be doing a tiny home, well, my version of a tiny home with a big backyard, and the backyard is going to be like their sanctuary of gardening, being outdoors, which is why I kind of picked this area. It's more, they kind of have like a lake, even though it's not a lake. It's just where the water flows, but the backyard is going to be full of trees, plants, gardening, and then as you can see, if you keep going back, it's kind of like the forest like. So that's why I kind of picked this area. And going here, I was designing the kitchen, which was tough because I wanted to make it kind of like a U shape, but it didn't turn out the way I thought. So I kind of just made it a clear, parallel kitchen. And it's not going to be the best kitchen. It is supposed to be tiny. I did put some cabinets on top to kind of make it look good, more space, more storage, I should say. And then I added the sink. This was kind of hard. I think I should have, now thinking about it, I should have placed the kitchen by the sidewalk, by the front, and then the table next to it. But this is how I went with it. Maybe I can do that on the next build. So then here's the restroom, and I picked a tub to relax. This sim kind of is into self-care, relaxing, lives a slow life. I kind of picture an adult or almost on the elderly stage of life, kind of like retirement. So this is what I kind of built for them. And then I just put a double bed because who doesn't love to sleep in a big bed with lots of space. And then I'm moving on to the couch. I kind of made it blue with a big rug. And then, of course, the TV console there. And I don't like how I placed the doors. I feel like it's just too much. I mean, this is a tiny home, and my version again of a tiny home. But it was the only way I saw fit for it. And then I picked these windows because I thought it would be, kind of like in the woods, outdoorsy, all brown, kind of like, I don't want to say cottage living, but that's kind of how I did it. Also, I'm new to building, so I kind of wanted to make it like have a porch, but I wasn't sure how to do this. If you guys have any tips, I guess I have to just search it online or something. But I wanted it to have a porch in front, kind of have like a bench there, with columns, but I couldn't do it. Then this is the wallpaper I chose, again going with like the cabin feel, but I wanted to be blue. So I got that brown and blue there, and then a simple yellow for the bedroom. And of course, the bathroom has to have some tile. For the front, I just chose some brick with, sliding on top. I thought that's what was best. I also like the sides of it, that concrete look on the side. I also only have base game items. I don't have any packs at all, no packs. So this is what I'm limited to. So I may do with what I have. You can see here I don't have a lot of items, which is why I'm not using these fancy packs that, we can have here. And I wanted her to have like a table to eat, of course, since it's just her tiny house. So I had to cut down on the kitchen, unfortunately, but that's the whole point of a tiny home. You don't have a lot of space. Then I added some flowers. I thought these were so cute, and of course I wanted to add those, kind of make it, this is kind of like a plant gardening house, so of course she has to have plants. She's nursing these plants, kind of like a nursery, but she's not. I don't have business or hobbies. And then, of course, I had to add pots and pans for the kitchen accessories. Some other things, of course, a coffee machine because she's out there gardening. And then of course plants on top of the console with a clock, the old school clock. Also, let me know how you're liking these voiceovers. Usually I put music or I don't put sound at all. I'm trying to figure out what works best. Of course, I'm adding decor. So I added a picture. I was just thinking that's probably like her grandparents that used to own this house. And then of course I want her to paint. So right here I'm adding dirt patches, kind of for the garden. I'm kind of trying to make it look messy. Also have some flowers. Some of it can be weeds, I guess you can say that way. And then stone as the flooring. And then I kind of led this path to the easel, but then later on I decided not to do that. And then of course the bench, which is the bench I kind of wanted in the front porch, but I couldn't do that porch, so it had to go in the back. And then here I have like a little picnic table that I was envisioning she can have like with her coffee or have lunch outside, see the outdoors. And then I really want this sim to be a gardener, so I put a lot of gardening beds there. And then of course you have to have the trash cans. I usually always forget those, so this time I remembered. And I thought this picnic table was so cute to have. Now I'm adding the trees. I kind of just add random ones and kind of stack them together. Right here was kind of hard since I put the gardening beds very close to the edge, so it's kind of hard to add. And I'm just adding some random flowers all together, kind of bush them, since this is a very outdoorsy plant loving person or sim. So I kind of just added plants everywhere. Can't go wrong with the ferns. It reminds me of Sims Busting Out, or was that Olivera? One of those. But I kind of like to stack the plants and flowers together, and here I decided to kind of have these trees together, kind of to mimic like a grapevine, the grapes growing up. So I put that there behind the garden beds, and then just adding more flowers in random spots, kind of fill the gaps in between the empty spaces, I should say. And then putting more flowers here on the side. I also don't have, I think it's called debug. I don't have that. I don't have any mods or anything. And here I was having trouble to delete this little rooftop, but I finally got it at the end. Again, I am new to building, so I'm still learning. I'm not really a builder, but I have grown to like it so far. I have a few videos out and I really like it. It's fun. Too bad I don't have more items, but that's okay. I don't plan on purchasing. And voila, I finally deleted that roof ceiling. And then I was adding plants here. I do love the cactus or the cacti here. They're so cute. It kind of looks like little people. And then I thought that sunflower was a little different, but I just left it there since I already got it. Right here I'm just touching up the flooring, making the pattern to the easel as well. So when this sim wants to paint, they can just look out and paint. I did add another garden bed to, add to the obsession of gardening. And then I decided to move these because I didn't like it too much bunched together. Those were the last plants that I added to my tiny house, quote unquote tiny house. I hope you enjoyed, you guys, and please stay tuned for more videos. Bye.